Hello everyone, welcome for this new diary. I know it's a very long time I've not done any diary, but I didn't see the point of making a video if it was to repeat the same things all over. So lately I've played a lot of the Elder Scrolls Online, but I've used the same build, I've done dungeons and I have done quests, and I didn't show the interest of speaking about it with you. But today I'm experimenting a DPS build and I will need your help and your feedback and your opinion about it. DPS is not a role I'm very comfortable with because I've of course played a lot of DPS character by the past, but never a serious one. In World of Warcraft, which had been my most serious game for a long time, or even Terra and every game I played after that, I've always been a healer. The healer has always been my end game character and the character where I was really exploring the mechanics and the theory crafting, or if I had been serious with a character, it has always been a healer. So DPSing doesn't come naturally to me. The other thing is that in the Elder Scrolls Online, I'm out leveling the content by a lot. I'm now level 44 in Bankorai that I just started, and the mobs are 37. So I will have no difficulties to defeat any mobs, and I cannot judge if my builds completely suck or if it's good. So I will show you and you will tell me your opinion about it. Until now I had two bars, you know, that I was using a destruction staff for my DPS questing build and a restoration staff for my healing build. But this time I've changed everything and I have two bars dedicated to DPS. The first one is the destruction staff line and it's a AoE build, so for multi-target. That's the easy one. I believe that this one doesn't suck. I don't see much problem with the spells I've chosen. So of course I have a Dawn of Wrath Templar spells, which is my snaring DPS spell. I can hit 3 targets. It's a nice spell, it's fun. This one is a new one, Fire Impulse, which comes from the Destruction Staff. It's nice when I'm surrounded about mobs and I'm spamming it. It's also a spell I've seen in a lot of video where people are actually spamming it, so I guess it's a good one. And that's the Unstable Wall of Fire, because I'm using Fire Staff for now, which explode after a while, so it's a good AoE spells as well. So with those 3 spells I think I'm covering everything I need as a AoE damage dealer. Of course, this is the inner light to have more crits, and here, as I'm using a destruction staff, the only healing spells I can have come from the Templar skill line, and it's Breath of Life, so AoE healing spells. I think it's important to have 1 healing spells, as I can use them, so in case shit happen, the healer is dead, or I'm alone and I need to heal myself, I have this one, and it's very good. The ultimate is of course the Solar Prison, which is a morphing of Nova that will be replaced by Meteor later, when I will have it. Now it's here, I'm really not sure of what I'm doing. So that's my single target DPS build, and I'm not really happy about it. I think there's something wrong. So the first spell I've decided to use as my single target build is of course the Aurora Javelin, which is controlling mobs when they can be knocked off. So it's always useful, especially when you play alone and you level, you knock off your target all the time. It doesn't have the time to reach to you, and it's also make more damage according to the distance, so I think that it's a good single target DPS spell. Of course, to synergize with this one, I'm using first the Dark Flare, because the Dark Flare do damage of course, but also the next attack gain 49 spell power. So it's I think those two one are good. So basically I'm casting that one and then I'm casting that one. But then I needed another spell and I didn't have so much skill point to use. So I chose something I had already before, which is Purifying Light, which is a morphing of Backlash. So that spell I'm casting, it doesn't affect the target immediately, but the target will store up all damage I'm doing, and then you have the effects, all the damage that's hit in once, plus a bonus of 39%. The problem is that if I need to do a good rotation, a logical one, I will cast this one first, and then I need to store up damage. So I should use a fast spell that doesn't have a channeling time. So I should use immediately that, but the advantage is also to use the Dark Flare, but it has 1.3 seconds of cast time. It's quite long. So I will use that one, and then store up a bit of damage with that one. So I'm not sure it's the best combination of spells, to be honest. I don't know. What's your opinion, guys? The last spell I'm using is, of course, the shield. That's good. As I'm using a restoration staff for this skill line, I can use a restoration staff spell, and I choose to use the ward. If I was using a destruction staff, I guess I could have taken annulment from the light armor, but I'm very happy with the shield. Also the ultimate here, in this case I've chosen to have the healing ultimate because I think that it might be useful. You never know what happened. Your healer is dead in a dungeon and you cannot res it immediately, then you use that and you help your group, so I think that's kind of positive. Let's see this build in action now. And as I'm too high level for showing you how I'm doing with the mobs in Bankarai, I decided to go in Cyrodiil and show you something. So let's see in this village. I'm going slowly and sneaking because I just got my ass kicked actually. And here the people are veteran 5 and I'm scaled up to level 50. So I guess it's a good challenge. So I will keep this mob and I will use my single target build. So this, that one, and that one. Is it doing any good? Yeah, it's not so bad, right? And so it leaves this pool of light where I can get some heal if I want. So first I will put myself a shield, then I will attract those two guys. I'm blocking using this away. It's a bit pointless. I will use this instead. Ah, I'm already struggling. I have no more magicka. See, I really like the shield. Now up if I want to eat. Poof! I'm hitting myself with that. It's kind of fun that you can go, if you're looking for some challenge, you can go in Cyrodiil and even when you're alone. This is something I appreciate. There's always quest to do, while here it's not a quest. I just find this village by chance. I thought it was a friendly village, so I run in the middle of it with my horse and I got dismounted with those bandits kicking me. That was a pretty fun experience. I usually always go with a group in Cyrodiil, so it's nice to see what you can do as a solo player. Of course, the DPS build is using a lot more magicka than the healing. I find as healer I have really not so much trouble to use all my spells, and well, I even have too much resource for what I'm using. But as DPS, and I guess it makes sense because you can always use more. I find myself lacking of resource. So I'm not very good at managing my resources DPS player yet. Well, I guess that's all for today. I've demonstrated what I was capable to do with this build, so I will be really happy if you could give me your feedback and your suggestion. A lot of you are a lot more experimented than me. It's not because I'm doing video that I'm a kick-ass player. I know I'm more a player that gets his ass kicked than the contrary. So I really would appreciate your feedback. Thank you very much to have watched, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time for more adventures. Bye bye everyone.